Okay guys, this is one of my shots I illustrated on AZ, and I wanted to show you, how you play the shot with the 3 different systems that I know to make the shot really reliably. Okay, so the first one is the what I call, I guess, kind of like a pivot system, where I'm sending my line of aim before I go down is pretty much the center of the ball to the edge of that object ball. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm going to pivot this thing over 2 tips, 1, 2, okay, and I'm shooting this like I'm shooting in the center of the ball, right, like that. So see where my cue ball is going. So that's 2 tip of English on outside when you use that system. Okay, this shot here, the second system is a touch of inside. And again, this, what you got to do is pretty much from center of the cue ball to the edge of the object ball, and you're going to have to focus on and dial in on how much of inside you're going to be able to use this, and you got to accelerate through your stroke. So this ball, the cue ball, is going to move a little bit faster. Okay, so I'm going here, center edge, and my guess on this one is about maybe a tip of English, and stroke through it firmly like that. And notice how the ball runs, but it's just the touch of inside seems to avoid pretty much the scratch fairly easily. If you hit it the right tone and speed, it's a great shot. Okay, lastly, the last shot is my system, is a CM360 system. And what this system allows you to do is allow me to play natural. And I know a lot of guys don't want to put spin on this, but I mean, the natural line for me is, again, I start from the center of the cue ball to the edge of the ball, roughly. But this time, when I find my line there, I go down, I adjust by looking at the edge of my ball, and then to see where the shadow here, if you can see how the object ball here cuts over. The shadow tell me that when I'm down on this shot, to make my adjustment so that my line is parallel from center of the cue ball to the edge of that object ball, and shoot that with no English. Okay, so this one again, I'm dialing in, and I see the shadow. My edge is going to cut about 1/8 of this, and I'm hitting center ball again, and you're going to see what happened here. Just like that. So that's a center ball hit. Speed is good. I mean, it all follows. There's 3 different techniques I use there, as you can see. And I mean, I guess it comes down to what you're more comfortable with. I mean, all the shot is very, once you get it, it's very instinctive, So the more you shoot these shots, with any system, they all work. It's just a question of preference and what you're comfortable with, depending on your style and how it works. Some people like to spin the ball, some people like to throw it in, some people like to, just play natural, like my 3 system we got there. So again, I'm going to try this again. This is the pivots one. Center the edge, 2 tip of English, and just focus on the center. Okay. Now I slow that one down my stroke, kind of punch that, so you can see it spins a little bit more. So it's the same idea. Okay. Now the thing with CJ's system here, this is the touch of inside here. Center the edge, same idea, but the only thing with this one is I gotta accelerate my stroke a little bit, throw that in the way I want it. Right. As you can see, it moves a little bit faster. And you gotta dial in on this one here. So mind you, I'm using 3 different types of systems. So let's see here. Again, center edge. Wow, that's way off. Okay, last chance on that one. Let's see. There we go. But you notice how the ball moved quicker, but it just doesn't avoid scratches pretty good, that I noticed. Okay, see, I accelerated on that shot, that's why I made it. The other 2 I kind of try to hit easy like my first shot, so the English kind of took off differently. So the thing is, once you play with touch of inside, if your stroke is consistent and your speed is right, you get so much confident playing, especially in competition. You make shot like that, you're like pounding it, pretty much kind of like pounding it in, but you're playing very firm shot. So it really increases your confidence, and that's what I like about that system. It's a great style of play, for aggressive player. So I think that style is really good. Okay, lastly, again, my CM360 system. Again, just basically the same idea, dial in, but I'm using the edge of my cue ball to aim on this shot here, and I'm hitting natural again. No spin. There you go. You see? So I'm used to more of the CM360 because I've been playing with that a lot more, and I have more confidence with that, how I cut that. So let's try again. See, that one I pushed. Okay, simple shot. My edge is right. Now that one I might have hit, I think a little bit off. That's why you can see how the ball is traveling. So, you know, how you play the shot also depend on your, your shape that you want. You know, if I wanted to pivot that, I mean, I generally want to pivot. Like the first system, you know, it's great for keeping the ball down here because it seems to, when you put the tip of English, it slows the ball down and then kind of reverses off. So let's see it again here. You pay attention to the position, toothpick. See, it keeps the ball below here. So depending on what kind of shape you want, it's a great system for that. Now, CJs. What I like about CJ is that, you know, if I have to do shape, you know, a certain way, I think I can do it as well. I mean, you can hit it slower. It's just that I feel that if I hit it slower, you know, I got to use more, I guess, inside to compensate for that. You know, the more speed you get, the less you use it, right? So I think that's the reason for the acceleration. So I'm going to try this with a little bit more English, but hitting it a little bit slower. Well, the ball still moves. Okay, let's try this again. I have to really accelerate. That's a little bit better. Yeah, but it's hard for me to keep down there, but that's the right shot. I mean, you know, voice scratching is great for doing that. Let's try this one more. I'm gonna try it. Now, you know, the thing with the other system is that I use center to the edge, tip of English. So you can go high, low, or bottom. But I think that shot I was playing center ball. But with CJ system, I mean, you can go up high and use the English accordingly and adjust it. You know, same thing. Actually, high actually avoid the pocket more to win the angle a little bit. And I'm gonna use center edge, and I'm gonna throw it in with the bottom now. About maybe one tip. Let's see. Okay, that was too much. And I can see the angle with inside comes here. So I mean, you can use that for, you know, playing shape, you know, with the inside. And I think it's really good when you get into it. I mean, see, that's the thing. I like hitting it like that. It was so much confidence when you hit it right. And then you just add on to your confidence when you do that. Now, with the pivot, same thing. You know, you start from, you know, if you're going to go high, again, center the edge of that because you're aiming down, and then tip of English. See if this works. Okay. No. Let's try that again. Okay. Tip of English. There you go. So it actually comes down more. Okay. Now let's try bottom with this system. Again, center the edge. Now you're aiming from, you know, you have to go from the center of this to the edge of that, but you're going low. So you're going down from the table here, center, to the center of that object ball. It's the edge of that object ball. Pivot over to tip, or as much as you can pretty much. You're hitting outside. Focus on the center of that object ball. Push through. Look at that. That's a beautiful shot. Okay. Now for my system, CM360, I can go high, play natural. It's the same line of aim. You know, that's the thing with my system, is the reference line here is the same all the time, whether you hit high, middle, or bottom. Okay, that was bad. Okay. Focus. There you go. That was the high. Okay, now this is the bottom. Same thing. Using my edge and focusing on the edge of my cue ball, and I'm cutting my object ball accordingly. Same line. The shadow tells me how much thick the pin I'm cutting this. And I'm going to cut this and I'm hitting low. And that was off. Okay, last shot. There you go. Alrighty, so hopefully that helps. I mean, those are the 3 systems I know of, and I think they're great. Use it to your, take it for what it is, and make use of it if you can.